that you can refer for this subject. So this first one is the Python for Data Science book, that is the technical publication. So it has one solved model paper in it. So this book is as per your GTU syllabus, and you can verify the subject code over here, that is the 3150713. So previously this book is not available in the market, but now it is available in the market. So it is the pretty good book that you can refer. You can also refer the reference book as per your GTU syllabus. That is the first reference book, that is the Python for Data Science for Dummy. Now, in this video lecture, we will cover the topic such as the visualizing information from the unit number 4, that is the data visualization. So from this particular lecture, we will start with the unit number 4, that is the data visualization. So we will cover the visualizing information topic. In that we have the subtopics like this, that is starting with a graph, and in that these are the subtopics. So in this video lecture, we will starting with a graph till we will see adding the markers, and all of the remaining topics that we will see in our next lecture.
Welcome to the lecture. In this video lecture, we will cover the concept related to visualization in data science. So starting with the visualization in data science, we have already seen the matplot.pyplot library, for which purpose this matplot.pyplot library, that is the matplot library is used. It is used for the visualization purpose, and with the help of matplot library we can plot the graphs in data science. So starting with the graph, over here we will see the different topics, that is the topics covered in this video are, that is defining the plot, how to define a plot. Then we will see drawing multiple lines and plot, how to draw multiple lines in a single graph, that we will see. Then we will see saving your work to the disk. So whatever graph you are plotting, and if that you want to save that graph in your disk, that is in your computer system, then how to save that graph. Then we will see the concept, that is getting the axis, that is we will be talking about the x-axis and the y-axis. Then we will see the formatting the axis. If you want to change the format of the axis, then we can do the formatting the axis. Then we will see adding grids, how to add grids in the graph, that we will see. Then we will see the concept, that is defining the line appearance. In that the subtopics are working with line styles and using colors and adding markers. So all these topics we have to study in this video lecture. So starting with the first one, that is how to start with the graph, and the first one is defining the plot. So plots, what are the plots? Plots show graphically what you have defined numerically. To define a plot, you need some values, the matplotlib.pyplot module, and an idea of what you want to display, as shown in the below code. So over here, I have imported the matplotlib.pyplot, the library, and I am giving the alias, that is as plt. I am having a list. This is my list. Why it is called list? Because I have written all the elements within the square brackets, and my object name is values. And whatever my elements are, I want to plot this on a graph. So I am writing the alias of the matplotlib.pyplot, that is plt. So I am writing over here, that is plt dot plot. On the x-axis, I want all the numbers between the range, that is 1 to 11. So I have written range 1, 11. It means it will take the value from 1 to 10. That is 11 minus 1, that is 10. So on the x-axis, my values will be from 1 to 10. And on the y-axis, it will take the values which I have written in this particular list. So my first point will be that is 1 comma 1. So somewhere over here my first point is 1 comma 1. Then my second point will be that is 2 comma 5. So you can see my second point will be 2 comma 5 somewhere over here. So like this you can see that the graph is drawn by using all these values. To display the graph, we will write that is plt dot show like this. So you can see over here my graph is drawn in my Jupyter notebook. Now this is a single graph. What if I want to draw two particular elements, or I can say the two particular plots, that is values, in a single graph? So I can write like this, that is drawing multiple lines and plots. This is my first variable, that is the values. This is my second variable, that is the values too. And in this I am having the different elements like this, that is 3, 8, 9, 2 and so on. So to plot the first graph, I am writing the alias, that is plt.plot. On the x-axis, I will be having the elements from 1 to 10. On the y-axis, it will take the values which is present in this particular list. Second, I am writing again, that is plt.plot, and I am writing on the x-axis, I want value between 1 to 10, and on the y-axis, it will take the values that is present in the values too. And I am writing plt.show. So when I run this code, then you can see that two lines are showing. So the first line shows this particular values, that is for the values on the x-axis from 1 to 10, and on the y-axis I have the values. My second graph, it will start from 1 and it will have the value on the y-axis as 3. So you can see over here it starts from 1 on the x-axis, and on the y-axis it has the value as 3 over here. So this orange line shows my second plot. So this both the plots are shown together in a single graph. So like this you can draw multiple lines and plots. Now next we will see saving your work to disk. So if you have drawn the graph, then it might happen in future that you want to save your graph. Over here I have drawn the graph, that is the values, and this is my graph, and I have plotted the graph. So for saving your work to the disk, you have to write the code like this, that is plt.ioff, and over here you have to write that is plt.savefigure. So this save figure function is used to save your graph. So if you are saving the graph, then what will be the file name? So over here as in first argument, you have to pass the file name. So suppose my graph, whatever I am drawing over here, of that my file name will be my sampleplot.png, and the format will be png. So I want to save my file, that is my graph file, with .png extension. So I am plotting this graph. So let's see where my graph is present. So this is the folder where my file, that is .ipynb, is saved. And over here you can see that my file name, that is my sample plot, in the png format is saved over here. When you click on this, then you will get the graph like this, which you have drawn in the Jupyter notebook. Now next we will see the topic, that is getting the axis. So let's see what the getting the axis means. So in getting the axis, we have to get the axis of the axis. So the axis defines the x and y plane of the graph. The x-axis runs horizontally and the y-axis runs vertically. In many cases, you can allow Matplot library to perform any required formatting for you. However, sometimes you need to obtain access to the axis and format them manually. The following code shows how to obtain the access to the axis. So to get the access to the axis, you have to just write the code like this, that is plt.axis. This axis is my function which is inbuilt present in the matplot library. So I have to just write the alias, that is plt.axis, and I am storing into my new variable, that is ax. So how you will get the access to the axis. So when I run this code, so I am simply over here just plotting the graph, and I am accessing the access to the axis in my variable a, and I am not printing this variable ax. So it will just show the graph. Now, next is formatting the axis. So for formatting the axis, it is very necessary that first of all you have to get the access to the axis. So over here I have written, that is plt.axis I am storing in the ax variable. Now this ax variable is very useful to format the axis. Which type of axes are present in my graph? That is the x-axis and the y-axis. So over here I am writing ax dot set underscore xlim. So what is this? This function's xlim, it means it will set the x limit. So over here the function name is set x limit. How you could read this function? You have to read the function like this, that is set x limit. In the x limit, you are telling that you want the minimum value in the x-axis as 0 and the maximum value in the x-axis as 11. That means you can say that is like this. Over here, the 11 will be over here. That is on the bottom right hand side corner. And your 0 will be over here. That is the bottom left hand side corner. Next one is you are setting the y limit. So over here you are writing -1 comma 11. So you are setting the axis, that is the limit of the y axis. So you are writing, you want to start from -1. So this will show, this point on the y axis will show -1. Then it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the top corner, that is the top left hand side corner, it will show the value as 11. So you can see the difference between this graph and this graph. Over here you can see that the x-axis starts from 0. Over here again our x-axis starts from 0. But over here the y-axis is something different. You can see the maximum value is 10 over here. And over here we have set the maximum value as 11. You can also see that on the y-axis the difference between the 2 points, it is showing as 0 to 4. So the difference is of 2. Over here I have set the difference as 1. So how to get this ticks? We will call all these values on the y-axis and the x-axis as tick. That is the tick marks. So you can also set the tick marks. So you are setting that set x ticks. So you want the value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you are getting this value as like this. And you are also writing the y ticks, and you want the value from starting with 0 to 10. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. So you have set the minimum and the maximum limit of the x and y, and what you want to write within that limit. What are the different number of ticks that you can mention using the set x ticks and the set y ticks function. Then you are just plotting the graph as we have plotted before, that is plt.plot in the range of 1 to 10, and the values will be taken on the y-axis. This will be on the x-axis, this will be on the y-axis, and you are plotting the graph, that is plot.show. So this is how your graph looks like. Next one is adding grids. So adding grids means you can see the difference over here. It will show the box like this. In the background it is showing the grid. So if I want to perform such type of graph, I want to add a grid, then you have to just write one additional function, that is ax.grid, before plotting your graph. So what is ax? That you have get the access to the axis. After getting the access to the axis, just call the function that is ax.grade and you will get the grade in the background. Whatever the code is, this code is same as the before code like this. Next is defining the line appearance. Over here you can see this is my continuous line. What if I want the line that is the dash line, if I want a dash dot line, you can also plot the dotted line and you can also plot the solid line. So by default, what type of line you are getting? You are getting the line as the solid line. Over here, I am plotting two graphs over here. So my first graph will be, that is the values on the y-axis, and on the x-axis it will take the range from 1 to 10. Like this, I have plotted two graphs by using the values and the values 2 on the y-axis, and my range on the x-axis are same. And I am plotting the graph. Then you can see the difference, that what is the difference. You can see over here that my one line is blue colored line, that is the dashed line, and my background line, that is the dotted line. So for indicating the dash line, you have to use the character that is the double dash like this. If I zoom out somewhat, then you can see this line style is dash line, and you have to write like this, that is double dash. So over here I am writing double dash, that is x-axis value, y-axis value, and then mention in the single quote that what type of line you want, that is the dash line. So I am getting the dash line for the values. For the values too, I am using the dotted line. So for the dotted line, what is the character? That is the colon. So just write colon like this over here, and you will get the dotted line like this. Next is using the colors. So color is another way in which to differentiate the line graphs. Of course, this method has certain problems, but significant problem occurs when someone makes a black and the white copy of your colored graph. So hiding the color difference as shades of gray. Over here, if you want to change the color of the graph, then you can use the characters like this. If you want the red color, then you can use the character as R. If you want magenta color, then you can use the character as M. If you want blue color, then you can use the character as B. So over here, this is my code that shows that I am plotting two different graphs in a single graph. That is my two different plots, data points, values in a single graph. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis value, and as a third argument, I am passing this character. So B stands for blue, and over here again my third argument, that is x-axis argument, y-axis argument, and my third argument as M, and this is my magenta. So I am plotting this graph, and you can see that one line I am getting is blue, second line I am getting is magenta color. So this is how you can change the color of the graph. Next is adding markers. Markers add a special symbol to each data point in a line graph. Unlike the line style and the color, markers tend to be a little less susceptible to accessibility and printing issues. So over here, what is marker? Adding a marker means whatever the data point you are having, that data point will be highlighted like this, either in the triangle symbol or either in the circle symbol. So over here, you can see that I am plotting two graphs. As in third argument, I am passing the values as O double dash. This O double dash means it will show the circle where your data point lies, and V dash, it means it will show the triangle where your data point lies. So this is my first data point, that is 1, comma 1. So this is my 1, comma 1 over here. So it is shown by circle. This is my second data point, and between these two data points, a line is drawn. So it will completely it will show my graph like this. So which are the different values that we can pass over here for adding the markers? So let's see that. So these are the different values that you can use for different type of marker. Dot shows the point, O shows the circle. Then if you want to mention the triangle, that is the up down, left, right, then you can use the character like this. Next, we will see again different characters. that is 234SP for the triangle, up, left, right, square, pentagon, star, hexagon, and like this. That is the D diamond, thin diamond, vertical line, horizontal line. So these are the various different options for adding the different types of markers in your data point. So keeping it till here, thank you all.